I hope your effort to resolve the coral situation is meeting with success.
I wasn't able to solve your coral problem, and now the runes are no longer accessible. It grits her teeth, a vein in her forehead pulses so intensely it looks like it should hurt. Then she balls her hand into fists, closes her eyes, and releases a deep sigh.
I can't say I'm not disappointed. Now we'll have to make do without proper coral defenses. We'll be vulnerable.
Her lips flatten into a thin line. At least the coral will be as inconvenient to any attackers as it is to you.
People have cannons, Watcher.
She narrows her eyes, searching your face for a hint of joy. You must surely be telling of a joke. No, sorry.
Before I forget, Outtro would like to see you at the Brass Citadel.
Bodies her hand outstretched like she's meant to pull you aside, then reconsiders. A shake of her head.
Though he appears placid on the surface, Outtro is not a patient man.
Great. Right, finally we can get on with the main quest then. Do this for a while.
I don't get this at all. There was a Dawnstar settlement on Isango.
Deer kicks at a few splinters of shattered wood and strewn across the path.
The place got trampled just the same.
I would hear it from him before passing judgment. This is a vile betrayal.
These were people that devoted their lives to him. Don't know what he's doing, but it sure looks bad. I'll tell you one thing. When we catch up to that unstoppable god statue, me and him are gonna have words. Lava better be all right. Well, at least...
That's a lava. Coral and Naga warrior.
He's easy to follow. Headed right for the lighthouse.
For the lighthouse. Easy. Hello, open up this door. Oh. A round woman whirls towards you, her eyes wide and wild. Her uniform is dishevelled as if from several days' wear, and her breath comes in rapid gasps. With her are a few wounded soldiers and a huddle of commoners and dirt-stained farmers' smocks.
Shut the door, quick, before the Naga get in.
Already closed, but her eye seems to be staring beyond it. The soldiers look up too. Their faces are drawn with pain and exhaustion, their eyes rimmed red and grey. Meanwhile, the farmers cast nervous glances in your direction, drawing more tightly together. Alright, I'm here to help you. Those creatures want in, the door won't keep you out, yeah. I'm here to help you.
We're the finest soldiers and cannoneers in Eora. We don't need anything.
Well, looks like you do. Her hand stares to tremble at your side. There's something unusual about her brittle confidence, distant stare, and shaking hand. You can read the signs. Whatever she saw here has rattled her to her core.
Folks that saw Widewin on the field of battle, ones that lived, used to get rounded up looking like this. Some got reassigned, but most they sent home.
He blinks as you are seeing you from the first time.
Wait, you're not the reinforcements. There are supposed to be reinforcements.
Well, not anymore. A tide of panic is rising behind her eyes. Calm down. Tell me what really happened here. She closes her eyes, but her hands are still shaking.
The first thing was the Colossus. It showed up a few days ago, a week ago. I can't be sure. But it was huge. glowed like luminous Outtro.
Her eyes start to glaze over again. She stares into the distance, her mouth slightly open. Her wounded companion, meanwhile, is staring suspiciously at the farmers. They shrink from his gaze. What happened?
The Colossus was coming right for us. Fleetmaster Co. ordered the gunhawks and cannoneers to take up positions.
He catches herself breaking off with a ashamed grimace. Ooh.
They fought. The rest of us were sent below, like cowards.
She looks down at her hands, but she still balls into trembling fists. Yeah. Focus. What did the Colossus do then? She steels herself.
I heard cannon blasts, artillery fire, felt the world shake. Then the water started coming in. We came back up, and the others were, I don't know, like they'd been turned to ash. And the Colossus was walking away. The fort was flooding, where it had broken our walls, and the luminous Outtro in the lighthouse had gone dark.
I can't remember the lighthouse is, but...
On the western side of the fort, it's a true marvel, a monument to Rauatayan engineering.
Proof we can tame and transform this place, once we get rid of the scale bellies.
Scale bellies, I'm gonna say him as Nagas.
The Naga.
Her hand starts to tremble again. She tries to cover it with the other.
They skulked in after, once our walls were down. Those of us who were left fought, but those cowards moved through the sunken hallways, ambushed us from below.
Well, they're not cowards. They're very intelligent if they did that, didn't they? Those of you who survived ended up here. Both Sirara and the angry soldiers look away in shame.
Those snakes are little more than animals. No match for trained Rauatayan warriors. When the Hazanui's reinforcements get here, we'll strike back.
He trails off, his gaze distant at the scenarios of bloody vengeance, no doubt playing in his mind's eye.
And build our walls back up so nothing gets through. And double our cannons, so we can destroy that Colossus if it ever comes back.
It's unfortunate. Surely you've got some way of fighting Naga.
The finest cannons and bombards in the archipelago. Why, you can barely walk the ramparts without...
As she remembers the destruction outside, her indignation fades away, and that distant look returns to her eyes.
There's still one. There must be one. They can't all have been destroyed. But you'll need a trained artillerist to aim it.
Nods, pulling herself back from the brink of panic. And what do you have against the farmers?
Dawn stars.
Cuffed a wad of bloody flame onto the floor.
Fleetmaster Co. hired them to tend the fields that supply the mainland, but they started acting strange, dreaming strange.
You mean dreaming of things to come?
Dreaming of things to come, Watcher.
One of them, Latharan, had a row with the Fleetmaster over it. Left angry just before the Colossus showed up.
Sawiru and the soldiers glare at the farmers, as if this explains everything. You're understandably upset, but let's not jump to conclusions. See, she seems to understand your words, but the wounded soldier shakes his head.
I think their praying called it here, getting back at us for the Godhammer. Even if not, they definitely know something.
He practically spits at the farmers.
Spitting at our god? You ought to fear for the future of your soul.
Yeah, for your soul.
Is there anything else?
Who are you?
Zahira, assistant quartermaster.
She crosses her arms over her chest in a perfunctory salute. Do you want to say that it was Aeothus? Because that might like start a war again.
That monster that killed our people?
Maybe.
I suppose he does look like a monster from down here.
I told you, Zahira. The Godhammer scrambled their god, and now he's taking his revenge.
The soldier looks pointedly at the huddled farmers. They look away, cheers flushed and brows perspiring.
Our gods are above petty motivations like revenge. Now, Gon's got a bigger plan for you and me.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing. Don't jump to
It's
conclusions.
no coincidence your Aethys shows up just as Latharn storms out.
Oh my god, I can control gods. Okay.
Don't go back out there. You'll be safe here until reinforcements arrive.
Her throat makes a dry, clicking sound as she swallows. Well, I've been like circumnavigating this place for quite a while.
Just stay away from the water. Damn scale bellies are hiding down there. They'll ambush if you get close.
Okay.
Sometimes you can see them if you look carefully.
She stares off again, gazing at nothing.
Watcher, I was wondering if I could run something by you. Well, to put it simply, you are.
Follows thickly.
I've tried, but I can't get you out of my thoughts and dreams.
Has it been?
Forgive my audacity. I know I've got no place to, but I care for you. More than I can rightly say.
Fingers trembling, she wipes her damp palms on her tonic. Well, it certainly seems like her and Idea were kind of together. Not me. Not by a long shot.
I was wondering if you might return the sentiment.
You care for me? As a friend, right? See, I thought you were interested in Idea.
I thought I was too at first, but somewhere along the way, well, I realized he wasn't the one making my heart stutter. I don't look up to him like I do you.
You wets her lips.
And he sure doesn't make me sweat like you do.
Well, I'm not interested. It's about time you woke up. Is that like a jaunt to her saying, no, wake up, child?
Oh, yeah, all right then.
Yeah, it's very weird. You're probably dying next, so I'm just gonna go whoop, whoop.
What for, Cap? Now you be right screwed.
Ooh, that poison. That just nothing. Very got a boost in something. And
Oh, I'd be a rare tick from feeding the fishes.
doodle doo doo doo.
You need something?
Be there before that did that.
Hey.
What for, Cap?
Oh, are you kidding me right now? How did you miss? How could you miss? How could I miss? How could you miss?
At your service.
Well, there you go. Okay, I must have hit that. I don't know. I'm confused. Confused.com.
Your bones will feed the land.
Hey.
Yeah?
What now?
Yeah, that literally would have blown this whole place upside down, by the way. I'm just saying. Hey, I bet he's going to say, like, oh, you shouldn't have done that because now you've not got any explosives for up there. Aye. When taking aim, the artillerist must account for both the distance of the target and the velocity of the wind. What follows is a series of diagrams specifying the ideal firing angles for targets at various ranges.
On it.
A heavy brass bombard is pictured up the wall, pointing out to sea. From here, you have a commanding view of the flooded fortress. Check for ammunition. The bomb itself is not loaded, and you don't see any ammunition for it nearby. Right, the blue last from Bruatai know where you can find Scourge ourselves. Up some big honking balls for this beast. Zerving glances towards the tower. The bombard continues its... Find the bombs, great.
Is there anything else?
You seem to be storing an awful lot of black powder here. Well, not anymore.
As you can see, we have need of it.
You know a thing or two about explosive, and you're dealing in exceptional quantities.
Rawatayans do not do anything in half measures.
A ragged cheer goes up from the other soldiers.
The Deadfire is a savage place. Something the Valian coin counters and Juana tribals do not seem to recognize.
For what do you call us tribals when we open our ports and welcome? Ngati shuns an ungrateful guest.
But our people conquered Rawatai 2 millennia ago. We understand what it takes to survive, to tame a wild land.
Okay, where can I find ammunition from the bombard?
Ammunition? We keep lots of ammunition. Get new shipments all the time from Rawatai.
And I was brightly clinging to this hopeful thought. Yeah.
Not for the bombard. Fleetmaster Ko fired it all at the Colossus. All that's left are cannonballs, and they're too small.
Dags despondency creeping up on him like a chill.
Maybe Aimuro had some. In his workshop, he was making these new explosive shells.
The injured shoulder shoots her look, and she breaks off.
Eora, but you did not come to mine the reef.
Jim furrows his brow. No, he doesn't.
Anyway, you should check, just in case. Aimuro's workshop was by the northern gate.
Exit. She reaches into her pocket. Yeah, so they were certainly doing something up here. Retaliation, maybe? The stairs descend to a flooded hallway. The water is clear, and the passage seems to continue for quite a ways. As the passage begins to grow dim and the water cloudy, you reach an intersection where the walls are spider-webbed with cracks. The hall continues to the left and to the right. The way to the left is dark. There's a faint glow in your right, but still dark shapes obscure the passage. Orient yourself in the passage. Your finely honed sense of direction tells you that the hall to the right leads west, while the route to the left seems to bend southwest back towards the docks. Left in. And the hall curves around until you reach a door. It's swollen with water and stuck in place. You give it a cursory tug, but it will take more effort. Pull the door open, because I'm like strong. You plant your feet on either side of the doorway and pull at the handle. After several sharp yanks, it flies open, revealing stairs to the surface. Hello there. You feel the presence of a soul, twisting and sinuous. It notices you too and draws nearer. Its restless essence tingles against your own. It is searching, hunting. You recognize it as a soul of a Naga.
What is this? Come closer. You glow so brightly, just like
The soul recoils from a memory of violence like a child snatching her hand from a hot stove. What are you searching for?
away.
Memory blooms at her core. A burst of ephemerence shudders through her essence.
The striped fiends profane the island, endlessly burrowing, building. They bury the Outtro under stone. Sugan says we must find a way in. Sugan says I must find a way in.
There's a warmth in this thought, pride. Who is Sugan?
Speaker for the gods. Grandfather to many. He leads us here. And here I must find a way in. The fiends gather at the walls, searching too. Not for me, but they see me still.
You feel a prickle of sympathetic pain as if pierced by a volley of bullets.
It is too dark. I will lose my way, or be swallowed by the terrible walker.
Fear shivers through her.
Stay a little longer. Your glow is a comfort here.
But you died.
No, not dead. Still searching.
A desperate sonnet ripple thrums through the Naga's soul. What are you looking for?
A way, I said. A glowing, shining way.
As she speaks, you feel yourself pulled into her memory and into the dark abyss of the in-between. You remember it from your own brief sojourn there. Yet from the darkest you and harass, see a bright rift, a pillar with the roots that seem to reach into the heart of the world. You recognize this as an Adra pillar.
The way glows like an anglerfish lure, but it feels safe.
It does. You are drawn to it.
I will follow the way, I think. But then I see another glowing thing.
One does not.
This one does not feel safe.
Another glowing figure appears, this one shaped like an enormous walker. 3 stars burn above its brow. You feel Yana's fear and this walker thing, even as you recognize it as Aethys. You watch as the glowing figure approaches the pillar. It reaches out and a violet current rips through the darkness. You hear a chorus of screams, but they sound distant and distorted as if coming from underwater. Light and energy flow in the strange being from the pillar and from 100 points gathered around it. At last the pillar is dark. The glowing walker recedes, brighter than before. Everything is dark.
Now there is no way and no light. I am afraid.
Okay, I'll restore the Adra pillar, and then you can continue on your way. Wonder what the mystic one's like though.
The way. I am searching for a way.
He melts into the
Show me.
ether and becomes a quiet presence beside you. Do-do-do-do. You pull yourself past the corner into a labyrinth of carnage. Debris from half-collapsed walls and shattered barricades clog the tunnel. Corpses weighed down by armour and bloated with decay bob and hover in the open spaces. You kick off the rubble to propel yourself forward. Even so, the way forward is more taxing than you initially thought. What? Partial lies. Fatigue. You press on, the Seraphim appears to be struggling, but by the time you notice, it's too late to turn back. The exit is still a grey blur when you see the panic in Seraphin's eyes. He's like a pirate. How can you be afraid of water? Well, okay, maybe afraid he's drowning. I can understand. You grab one of Severin's trembling arms and pull your companion towards the light. You reach a wood panel wall with a ruined green banner. When you see the exit on your right, you push towards it. Once out of the water, Seraphim doubles over and vomits a mouthful of seawater, trembling with exhaustion. Great, lovely. All the people they like really hate. He hates that. Incredible.
Slippery as an eel.
Incredible.
Of course.
It's on the combat. Alright, okay, rope the grappling hook. Yeah, well. Sooner than you pulled it tight, then you hear the splashing and hissing behind it. Well, kinda knew that was gonna happen. I can't go the other way, because he doesn't like that. Cannonballs.
Happy to oblige.
I taste his fear.
Yeah.
Open.
Hmm?
Aye.
What say?
Hmm?
Doot, doot.
Let's go.
Oi.
All right. Time to separate the chaff.
Like flogging a figurehead. Futile.
Bonk.
You need something?
Yeah. Take him down.
Oop. Records. Yes, a lot of ammunition. Kill. 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 The black. So we know that black powder is in that place. Oh. Hiding there, he's like, oh, howdy folks, how you doing? Having a good time? Yeah. Oh really? I can only use one? You kidding me? I've only got one shot? Is that what it's telling me? An older man hunches over a work table, scribbling furiously by the light of a flickering lantern. His hair is an oily, matted mess, and his cheeks are streaked with black. He looks up as you enter, shielding his eyes from a torchlight behind you.
Slave sphincter, those snakes were noisy. I don't suppose you brought any extra parchment with you?
He brushes a lock of greasy hair behind his ears. As he does, his ink-stained fingers leave another mark on his cheek. This one? Yeah. There's a fortress under attack and you're worried about parchment?
Of course. What else?
He breaks off and pinches the bridge of his nose, smudging it with black too.
Slowly, Aimuro. Can't expect them to know if you don't tell them.
He takes another deep breath and nods, seemingly to himself.
I'm writing it all down. My research, my work. Something to survive before the next walk-in Colossus, the next Naga warband.
He blinks, his eyes wide and distant.
Do you need something? If not, I should focus. So much to do.
He turns to the back, to the pages of the table. What happened to you?
What didn't? A Colossus made of Adra marched through the fort, grew bright like luminous, and scores of soldiers fell dead. Incredible.
Quill stops moving, and his gaze grows distant.
Then the Naga killed everyone else. Except Latharn, I suppose. Yes, he must have left. Dawnstar fellow. Arrived yesterday, last week. Complained of strange dreams. Smart of him to leave so soon.
He's got to be acting on his dreams, trying to help our god.
So, along with a few others.
They should split up. Safer that way. Better odds. Do you need something? If not, I should focus. So much to do.
Explosive shells for the bombard. Yeah, well, I got them.
Just the one. Just the one. Someone came and took it. Oh, that was you.
Yep, that was me. How do I get to the lighthouse?
How indeed.
High, anxious laugh tumbled out of him.
Naga everywhere. Suppose your best chance will be up along the walls, west and south. how to get there. Better perhaps to keep going south, around the edge of the fort, through Fleet Master Ko's office. More cover from the Naga.
There are survivors holed up in the docks. I can help you reach them. He waves a hand, already turning back to his notes.
Safety in numbers, eh? A comforting illusion. Let the others have it if they wish it.
He wipes his cheek, smearing more ink across it.
I must see that my work survives.